Let's talk about Fresh and Fit real quick. There's a lot of people out there who bash on them for only choosing dumb but good looking women or choosing girls who are on OnlyFans or social media models. But you have to understand, Fresh and Fit have a really busy podcast schedule. They have 3 shows per week that could last up to 4 hours long each, and they have to fill their podcast seats with 10 girls. That's 30 girls a week, and that's a huge turnaround if you ask me. And the thing is that people don't understand that they actually do get girls who have a more respectable background, such as they have regular careers, such as accountants, or they have master's degrees, or they're married or have boyfriends. There's a lot of them. However, people aren't aware of those girls because they don't say anything dumb or they don't try to defend themselves, unlike how the OnlyFans girls do or the models do. And that's what goes viral. That's who you see on your feed, the OnlyFans girls, the models that are trying to defend themselves that what they're doing is actually right. The other normal girls, they don't have anything to defend. They're like, yeah, I have a career, I have a boyfriend, or I'm married and I love him and I wouldn't want to cheat on him. These kind of answers are not going to go viral. Myron is not going to argue and yell at her for that. The ones that he is going to argue and yell at are the OnlyFans models or the girls who are consistently on a validation high from all the chodes that follow them and like their pictures or they sell their bodies to make a living. Like with those girls, Myron, he's going to put them on the hot seat by asking them questions that pretty much makes them question their whole existence in front of hundreds of live viewers. And because women are triggered by emotions, Myron knows that. And any second, he knows that they'll snap. And when that happens, bam, you have back and forth arguing for a minute, and Myron ultimately shuts them down with facts, and then they cut that interaction into clips, and that's what goes viral. Most likely, you're not going to sit down for 4 hours and watch the full podcast and watch the part where they ask a normal question to a normal girl, and that normal girl responds back with normal answers. You're most likely going to see the heated back and forth argument between Myron and an OnlyFans girl. And because this is what you're most likely going to see, well, people start to think that everything that Fresh and Fit do is just invite OnlyFans models to start arguments with them. And because this is what you're most likely going to see from them, people are going to start to think that everything Fresh and Fit do is just invite OnlyFans models to start arguments with them. But no, man. Then people are going to start to say, well, Fresh and Fit should start inviting respectable women on there, women with an education, women who are married, women who are mothers, because their answers will be different. Well, there are podcasts out there that actually do that, such as Michael Sartain's, and those girls, they give the exact same answers as the OnlyFans girls. Like you ask them, do you think they're a 10? The girls with the master's degree, they're all going to say that they're a 10. Like their egos are all super inflated as well. Okay? But when it comes down to, their regular old lives, there's nothing from that you can actually make go viral. But I will say this. There is a selection bias when it comes to the women that Fresh and Fit choose because they are reaching out to these girls on Instagram. And the girls that they reach out to, most likely, they are girls who have their Instagram profile set to public. So that right there is already a red flag because that means that they're a validation junkie. So here you have a group of girls who love and crave social media attention, and now you have a popular podcast with over 1 million subs reaching out to you. What do you think the girl who craves validation is going to think? Oh wow, even more attention for me, even more traffic to my OnlyFans. Like a normal cute girl with about 500 followers and who has her Instagram set to private will most likely not go on that show. Like, she doesn't want all that attention. She doesn't need it. But again, this girl will most likely not have a backstory that Myron can question, such as an OnlyFans model who lives off her nudity and making hardcore provocative videos. And it's funny because these girls think like, okay, I'm going to go on this popular podcast. I'm going to have more traffic to my OnlyFans. I'm going to make more money. Yay! But then they get placed on the hot seat and then they can't deal with the embarrassment, so they start lashing out. It's like they're walking into a trap. It's pretty great if you ask me. But maybe, just maybe, we would get different answers from girls if Fresh and Fit would recruit them from, let's say, LinkedIn. But again, those girls are not going to go on this podcast. It'll be too intimidating for them to be under those bright podcast lights and video cameras, unlike the OnlyFans models, because they're used to that. So for everyone who bashes on Fresh and Fit for just inviting dumb hot girls, it's not true. And they do their best to get normal average women, but again, it's not that easy for them to get those kinds of women all the time. The ones who are more eager to get on the show are the ones who love attention, aka the OnlyFans girls and the Instagram models. And again, these are the girls who are gonna make themselves look dumb on the podcast. And that's what goes viral, and you need that as a podcast show.